Hello, I'm Lee from Brim the Horizon and this is 6 String Stories. This Epiphone came about because I was playing Gibson guitars for a while. They were cool enough to let me play them and stuff, so I was playing them, and then I ended up talking with a guy who worked for Epiphone in Germany, and he came up with the idea of oh, what do you think about doing like a custom guitar? So I thought he meant just like a one-off and stuff, and then he went, oh no, we'll do like a run of them and stuff. So I was obviously up for it, and that was like 3.5 years ago, and we just started emailing and stuff and just went back and forth, and then eventually they just said, I met with one of the higher up guys at Epiphone, and he just had like a pen and paper and said, tell me everything you want, and then he just listed it down, and then they sent me like the first prototype, which was a little bit different to this one, but they just sent me one out, and it was pretty much close enough, but then there were a few little changes. And I think this is the second prototype I got, and it's like exactly how I wanted it and stuff. So yeah, because they've started making them, I've got enough now live, so I can play like every song I use one of these in like different tunings and stuff. So it's cool as well because every guitar, they all sound awesome, which is good, and they're all like the same guitar every time. So it's cool to just have like that many knocking about. I suppose it's just like everything that I wanted in a guitar, I've tried to put into this, because I played a lot of guitars touring for a while, and now I know like live how I want it to feel, how I want it to look and sound and stuff. And with this, like the pickup configuration, you can do pretty much any sound that you're ever going to need for like different styles or like metal or whatever, because the P90 and the neck sounds awesome on clean, or even like on distortion for blues and stuff. And then this humbucker is one that they sent me, and we went back and forth, and they eventually made this humbucker and modded an old one they had and made this, and it's just like just a good sounding, clear, but with a lot of body humbucker for any style, but it suits what I do really well. And then it has the coil tap as well, so that splits to a single coil, and if you put it in the middle, it just sounds awesome. It's just really nice. It's just a nice sounding guitar really. And then the weight of it and stuff, the thickness of the neck. I got the body on this one's not really chambered, and I find I don't know whether it's because people say the wood doesn't affect the tone, but to me I feel like it does, or it affects how you play it, because it's quite a heavy guitar. I seem to play it a bit harder, so I feel like that makes it sound better because it affects the way you play. So everything, I went into every detail possible. It is based on a Gibson Artisan, I think, that came out in late 70s, and they only did a limited number, and if you look on eBay and stuff now, they sell for about $3,000 and stuff, and they're pretty rare. So I always liked that guitar, so I pretty much based the colour and the finish and stuff on that, and I wanted it to look classy and not metal. I didn't want you to think oh, it's a guitar from a death metal band, or something like that. Not that we are, but I wanted it to appeal to anyone who likes guitars. Amp-wise, I'm playing JCM 800s through some cabs that Marshall built for us. They're just pretty classic, just a standard Marshall cab, but they made them all white for us and stuff like that. But I use a 4x12 for my distortion sound, and then for my cleans, I've got a 2x12 with I think the greenback speakers in, so they're really clear sounding. So I just use them, 2 JCM 800s because they're single channel, so one on clean, one distortion, and then just a pretty simple pedal board with just some Boss pedals and a tube screamer, and that's about it. The last CD we recorded was that exact setup pretty much, and I didn't have this guitar then, but I just used Gibsons on that as well. But the only thing that was different was the overdrive pedal was a Klon Centaur, but they're worth thousands, so I don't want to buy one and take it on tour, so I just buy the nearest thing, which to me is a tube screamer. You can't really go wrong. So yeah, that's the only difference. We're currently on this tour, and we go home for a little bit, then go out to Asia play like Japan and some other places out there, which should be cool because them places are always good. And then we play Wembley in England at the end of the year, which is like the rounding off the whole like Sempiternal album thing. So it's just that one show in England, and it's like the 10 years of his band, so that should be a good end to it, to this year.